Hello, my darling Scorpios, my fellow Scorps. Welcome to your weekly forecast for April 11th through the 17th. This is going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, you may stumble upon this video after the time frame I mentioned, and that's just fine. You're going to find it whenever you are meant to find it, whenever you were meant to hear it. Keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate. And again, that's okay too. Take what does and leave what doesn't. We're going to see what's coming up here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And see what is happening here for our Scorpio friends. One more little shuffle. And let's get right on into it, my babies. First card, we're going to move you a little bit closer here. First card for the Scorpio collective is, gosh darn it, I don't like this card. Not because it's a bad card, I just don't like the drawing on the card. Is the King of Coins. All right, I love the King of Coins. You all know and you've heard me say that this is a special card for me. The reason why I don't like it in this deck is it looks exactly like a very significant ex in my life, and I feel like he's staring at me and taunting me. This person was the Joker to my Batman. Okay, like I can't even tell you how messed up it was. Like I'm seeing it, it's like it's a ghost. But the King of Coins, right? The meaning of this card is positive. It's a happy card. It's a good card. Okay, it is Earth sign energy. So this could be Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Some of you could be dealing with an earth sign person. If you have earth sign placements, you may be putting some little extra attention into those areas of your life right now, working on certain goals or self-improvement in those areas or in those houses. Now, the King of Coins is a very powerful energy because it's a card where you have the Midas touch. The works of your hands are blessed right now. You're in powerful, inspired energy, and you don't want it to go to waste. So make time to do the things that you keep having pop up in your head. Like, you know what? That would be a cool project, or that would be a cool invention, or that would be a cool idea, or that would be a really cool book to write. You know, whatever it is that keeps popping up in your head, the works of your hands are blessed right now. And they're going to give you beautiful results and in turn profit, right? That is the nature of nature. We give and we receive, right? If we look at all of the animals in the in the animal kingdom, in the world of nature, they do what comes instinctively to them. They just follow what their intuition is telling them to do, and nature takes care of them abundantly. They don't worry about where they're going to live. They don't worry about if they're ever going to find a life partner or spouse. They don't worry, are they going to have friends? Are they going to have kids? It all just flows. We're the ones as humans that disconnect from that flow and complicate everything. So pay attention to the things that are coming up inside of you that, like, I want to do this, or I feel guided to do this. Go ahead and do it, especially at this time, because as I said, you have the Midas touch right now. Don't let it go to waste. Take advantage of that. King of Pentacles is also a card in which we take our gifts, our resources, our talents, and we put them to work for us. And we're able to create things in our life just from our own self, just from our own being, without feeling like we need to find a business partner or an investor or a business coach. It's very independent energy. We know what works in our favor and we use it to our advantage. One more thing I will say, and we'll move on to the next card. You guys who watch my videos for a long time, you know I have a special connection to the King of Pentacles, or the King of Coins. And over the years, one of the things that I realized when this card comes up is Spirit is telling me there's a really big opportunity coming in for you. Whether it's a collaboration opportunity, some kind of contract, a promotion, a new job, a relationship, whatever it might be, there's something coming in that's like a massive upgrade, and it feels so exciting and you want it more than anything. But the negative ego kicks in and tells you you're not good enough for it. you're not ready for it. And so you start thinking, oh, well, they're offering me this amazing opportunity, but that's probably because I misled them. I gave them the wrong impression. I made them think that I'm better than I actually am. But if I accept this opportunity, then they're going to be around me long enough to say, oh, Scorpio is the worst. What were we thinking? Oh, Scorpio, ill. And they're going to get rid of me. And so we're tempted to turn it down and be like, oh, no, thank you, but no, because we think we're not ready. But the King of Pentacles wants you to know this opportunity is here now because you're ready for it. If you weren't ready for it, it wouldn't be here now. It's here now because you're ready for it. And so allow yourself to embrace and accept these new opportunities. And let's allow ourselves to cover up this ghost face for me. And if you look like that, if you look like the King of Coins on that card, please don't be offended. It's a very handsome face. Okay, it just it just looks so exactly identically like the Joker to my Batman. So I don't want to see it. We have the Ace of Wands coming up here, and the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh, what a segue. What a smooth transition, right? This completely connects to the initial message, right? That there's a golden opportunity here. You don't want to let it go to waste. Take it, seize it, go for it. Ace of Wands could be an opportunity that God is giving to us. The universe is giving it to us. Like, here you go. Here you go, Jelly Bean. Here you go, Sweet Pea. Just for you. Good job. Here's a little reward. Unfortunately, sometimes the opportunity, because it's the beginning of something new often, seems like very small or insignificant. We misjudge it, and we think it's not that big of a deal, and we're just kind of tempted to say, no, I'm going to save my time or my energy for bigger things or bigger opportunities. Little do we know that if we embrace that opportunity, it's going to grow into something much bigger. Like, we have no idea, right? The more you put into it, the more you're going to get back from it. And I don't mean financially. I'm not telling you to go and break the bank and take terrible financial risks and then have a really hard time trying to recover from that. That's not what I mean. When I say the more you put in, the more you get back, don't take that to mean, oh, well, then if I put in my entire life savings, then I'm going to have a massive return. That's not what I mean. It will be abundant for you. Okay, but I mean the more you put in terms of sincerity, heart, effort, you're going to get back. And there will be a financial return, but we don't want to go to the extremes with how much we're putting into something. We don't want to break the bank. But I just want to clarify that. The Ace of Wands here, you're going to get back. You're going to receive back. And so the roses in this card are really jumping out for me. And so I feel here Archangel Jophiel, and the fire, the little rays, the sun rays are really jumping out to me. And so here I feel Archangel Uriel. So I feel that, Scorpio, you all are going to have Uriel and Jophiel around you a lot. If you're not familiar with the archangels, Uriel helps to shine light onto a situation. Uriel will also help to shine light upon us or our work and help us to be seen, help us to be noticed. Uriel will help us overcome obstacles quickly and effortlessly, and Uriel will bring us into victory. It's a very victorious energy. Jophiel tends to come up into our life at times of new beginnings, oftentimes after a very painful time or painful period. And Jophiel helps to bring positivity into our life and positivity into our internal dialogue, so that our internal dialogue is more positive, more reassuring, more loving. She helps us to see ourselves as heaven sees us and to love ourselves as heaven loves us. And she helps to bring beauty into our life. Even sometimes beautifying our physical surroundings. So some of you may be feeling like your living space is becoming more beautiful, even if it's just by clearing clutter and moving things around. You may be gifted little knickknacks, or you may be picking up little knickknacks or things and kind of putting some final touches on things and making things very pretty. But there could even be a beautifying of your personal space when she's around. And so there's this sense here of optimism, of victory, of new beginnings. Uh, Go for it, Scorpio. Go for it. Go for it. And I feel like your success is assured. Remember how I was talking about having the Midas touch? As I'm looking at this card, my eye is getting drawn into that hand. And that little tattoo design on the hand is making me feel like whatever you're creating, you're destined to create this. It's already written. So you can't fail. You just have to do it. It's already marked on your hand. Like this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to put out there. So just do it. Seize that opportunity. The next card that's coming up here for Scorpio is the Nine of Cups. Ooh, yes, yes, please. Nine of Cups is wishes coming true in success. The things that you've been striving for, the things that you've been longing for in your heart, your desires are being manifest. They're coming into your life. They're coming into existence for you. Wishes coming true when we see the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is also being able to enjoy our hard work, being able to enjoy the abundance that it's brought in, or the profit that it's brought in. And it's kind of like treat yourself energy. Okay. Nine of Cups doesn't exactly come in the terms of like partying with other people or celebrating with other people. And Scorpio, a lot of this can be because, I don't have to tell you. You all know Scorpio is very ride or die. Scorpio is very loyal, right? When we love somebody, there is absolutely positively nothing that we won't do for that person, right? We will go to the ends of the earth to fight for and to protect and to nourish and nurture and take care of those that we love. But unfortunately, that gets taken advantage of a lot, right? A lot. When you give that big, you attract takers that big. And so some of you have realized that, hey, even though my spirit and my heart wants to be super generous and go around and share all this abundance with everybody, I got to take a step back. I got to focus on me. I've got to put this back into me. And I've got to put this where it counts. I've got to put this where it's really going to be benefited from. So some of you may be a little less generous with the people in your life, but you may find yourself being generous in other causes. Some of you are feeling like you want to get involved in philanthropy, and you're thinking about like helping rebuild your community. Or if you're not from where you're currently living, you might want to go back to the home country where you were born, or the home country of your ancestors, or wherever your parents came from. And you may feel like you want to help those communities or rebuild those communities, or help the kids that don't have the chance that the kids in your current country might have. You might be wanting to be generous, right? Because you have this giving heart, but you're being more selective who you're giving to. And you're like, where can this do the most good? Where can this be the most appreciated? Versus giving it to people who are just going to take and stab you in the back. Okay, so there could be something here that some of you Scorpios are getting more involved in philanthropy. Those of you who are beginning to generate abundance. Another thing some of you have already heard me say, Nine of Cups comes in with a little bit of homework. Because on one hand, it's telling us there's this great big blessing coming your way. On the other hand, there are people in your life who are waiting to just kind of jump up on that feast as soon as it's laid out on the banquet table. And even though you'd be willing to share, they're going to devour it like locusts and not leave you anything. So now is the time to practice your boundaries before that blessing comes in. Now is your time to be able to say no and to distribute, okay, in moderation what you're choosing to give. We can't give every single person exactly what they ask for. I don't care if you're Bill Gates and you've got billions and billions of dollars. If there was a law passed that Bill Gates had to hand over whatever people asked for, he had to by law, right? Maybe in the beginning it wouldn't hurt him that much. Maybe the first few people who are like, give me 5 million, it would be like nothing to him. But eventually he's going to run out. Give me 10 million, give me 50 million, give me a billion, right? Eventually he will run out. We can't give every single person exactly what they're asking for. We can be generous and we can say, here, I can't give you that much, but I can give you this. And this can also include your time. It's not just about money. Your time, your energy, your space. You have to kind of regulate here what you're giving out. Also, there's going to be people, Scorpio, I hate to say it, but this is another aspect of the Nine of Cups. On one hand, you're happy, you're fulfilled, you're loving your success, and you're joyous. On the other hand, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people who are negative and who are jealous and envious. And they're going to look at you like, who in the world do you think you are? Oh, you're happy with yourself. Oh, you're proud of yourself, huh? Oh, wow, look at you. You're all big time. Oh, wow, Scorpio, excuse me. And there will always be people who want to make us feel like we don't deserve what we have. And that's coming from their negativity. That's coming from the fact that they're not loving themselves. We have to be in this solid energy where we're like, you know what? That's not going to bother me. That's not going to rain on my parade. That's not going to discourage me because I know I worked very hard for everything that's come in. And I know that I deserve every single blessing that Spirit is putting on me right now. I deserve it all. And I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm not going to feel guilty for receiving. I did the work. I deserve it. And I will share that with who I see fit. I will share that with where my heart guides me to share that. And what anybody else has to say about that, that's their problem. I don't care about it. It doesn't bother me. I'm going to be happy, right? So work on the boundaries and work on that healthy sense of entitlement, that you know that you deserve it. You know that you deserve it. You know that you need it. You know that it's yours and you're not bothered by what anybody else says. The next card coming up for Scorpio is the Ten of Swords. So as the success is coming in, Scorpio, you have to be ready because there may be some burning of bridges here. There may be some people that you're parting ways with. Some of you have avoided success for a long time because you know in your heart that when it comes in, there's certain people in your life who aren't evolving, who aren't ascending, and you know in your heart of hearts they're going to get left behind. And that makes you feel kind of sad. But the Ten of Swords is saying that this contract is closed. This lesson is closed. It's complete. It's time to move on. And you can't stay in the old energy anymore. And so there will be a parting of ways with certain people. And it's bittersweet. On one hand, it's very relieving to be out of that stifling, suffocating energy. On the other hand, there may still be some good times there. There still may be some, affection or tenderness. But it's time to move in this new direction. So for some of you, this could be an opportunity or a job, a relationship, something that was an answer to your prayers once upon a time. And now it's come to the point where it's like, I can't do this anymore. It's too stifling. It's like if you remember when you were a kid and you had a pair of shoes you just loved. You were so excited. You thought they made you jump higher. You thought they made you run faster. You wanted to sleep with them on. You just love those shoes so much. And then you start to grow. And you don't want to outgrow those shoes because you love them so much. You don't want to outgrow them. But eventually it gets to the point where it's way too painful. And you can't squeeze your cute little feet into those shoes anymore. And you're about to bust out of them. So you need to get new shoes. To wear a shoe that's too small is excruciating. And that's what the Ten of Swords is. Your growth right now, it's excruciating for you to stay in the current situation. You can't anymore. You're going to bust out of it. And so it's bittersweet. It may have brought you some good times. It may have brought you some good memories, but it's not fun anymore. And if it's not fun anymore, it doesn't feel good anymore, it's time to move on. It's time to move forward to bigger and better things, to brighter horizons. Okay? Ten of Swords is also the ending of karmic cycles. The breaking of past life agreements that no longer serve you. So there's a sense of liberation. If you are a Scorpio who has struggled with self-medication or some type of addiction, whether it's a certain relationship or whether it's a certain cycle or something that makes you feel better that's like bad for your health, the Ten of Swords can say we're coming into a time of permanent sobriety or abstaining from whatever that thing is. Now, that doesn't mean that you're invincible to the temptation, right? For example, if it's somebody who has a drinking problem, that doesn't mean that permanent sobriety means they can drink a beer or two or a shot or two and leave it at that. And now they can drink again, but drink in moderation. That's not what I mean. It just means that whatever your system is to not give into that vice, you have it down really solid. You have it down really solid to where you're not giving in. You're not giving into it. Some of you Scorpios may have been working with spiritual teachers that have been teaching you or telling you that they're going to get you to the point where you can have those substances and stay in moderation. I'm hearing microdosing, okay? Maybe some of you have been doing microdosing with certain teachers, but you might realize that, you know what? This is not working for me. I'm not getting to that point. I'm not getting to that point where I'm reaching the moderation. And those little micro doses are getting bigger and bigger and bigger each time. And so some of you might be deciding that that is not the path for you, or that is not the path that you're taking in terms of healing. Now, if you are somebody who believes in those things and you're like, oh, it works, I'm not going to sit here and say that it never works for anybody, right? We all have our different paths. But for some people, it doesn't work. And we have to be respectful of that. Okay? So some of you might be opening your eyes and saying, this ain't working for me. And you're putting a stop to that. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. I am teaching a workshop on June 18th in Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm going to be teaching how to read tarot, the meanings of the cards. I'm going to teach how to read intuitively, how to increase your intuition. I'm going to cover a little bit about scrying, and I'm going to teach a little bit about how to scry, because it is a process that I use in my intuitive reading. I'm going to go over, tips and tricks of things that have helped me with my YouTube channel. And I'm going to go over, making your tarot a business. Those of you who want to do that, I'm going to go over like getting started and getting clients and, being able to build a successful tarot business or spiritual business, if those of you who are interested in doing that in terms of business, I'm going to be going over that. And everyone who attends is going to get their own deck of cards, and a brand new deck of cards, unopened box. You will be the first person to open and touch those cards, and a workbook that I'm putting together that you're going to get to keep. You get to keep the cards and the workbook. So if you're interested in that, I know it's not till June, but the spacing is limited. And I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to get them to give me a bigger space or let me add a day. I can't guarantee that. So I can't guarantee that there'll be spots available in June. So if you want to secure your spot now, there is a link in the description of this video that will take you to the Calendly page where there's a little bit more information, and you can sign up if you want to do that. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and don't forget to check out the card of the day that I've been posting on the channel as well. Take care and be well, Scorps. Bye.